Hey, hello team. This is Abhishek here from Study Metro Bangalore, and we are welcoming back us to start again the webinar series. So now onwards, every day we are going to have the webinars uh, for the Europe countries, especially. Be ready and join all our webinar series by 5 o'clock Monday sharp. Not Monday, I think every day, Monday to Saturday, 5 p.m. So today we have the Kritika, and she is going to talk about the study in the Finland. So I'm just handing over to the Kritika so that she can let you know more about what are the programs and whatever the universities options are available for your students for the Finland Europe. Kritika, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Kritika from Bangalore office Study Metro. I'm here tonight and to speak about the Finland education. As everybody know, Europe itself is, seeking a lot of interest for all the overseas students who are looking forward to get a great education. Today, I'm going to speak something about a very different and a very nice and a very popular education system, which is known as the Finland education system. Here in the Finland education system, we will not just be talking about the education system, we'll also talk exactly and what we should know about Finland, what is the visa process, what are their programs we are going to see and everything. When it comes to Finland, it is specifically known as the Republic of Finland. Finland is a sovereign state in the North Europe. Herein, it is also famously known as the land of thousand lakes. Like, if an example, if I would like to say, in Finland, for every 26 people, there is one lake. As per the latest count, there is 1,87,888 lakes within the country. So it is very famously known as the land of thousand lakes. And it is also known as the land of midnight sun because sun rarely sets. So all the time the people of Finland can enjoy and see the sun. When it comes to the capital of Finland, the capital of Finland is Helsinki. The populous cities are Helsinki, Rovaniemi, Tampere, and Tokyo. Let us talk about the area size and boundary countries. When it comes to the area, Finland is the 8th largest country in Europe. The land area of Finland, when it comes to square kilometers, is 3,37,030 square kilometers. The boundary countries are Sweden, Norway, and Russia. Now, going through and talking about Finland, I would like to showcase some of the facts about Finland. Let us start with a bit of history. The composition of the land, which is now known as Finland, was set up at the latest of 8500 BCE. After a continuous experiencing of Sweden era, being the battlefield for Sweden and Russians war, and after continuous struggle, Finland has got its autonomy on 6th of December 1917. The Finland was recognized by Russian SFSR, which is Soviet Federation Socialist Republic, in 4th of January 1918. The Republic of Finland united with European nation in 1st of Jan 1995. The current Prime Minister over there, who is the most powerful person or the politician in the country, is Juha Sipilä. When it comes to the per capita GDP, it is Euro 27,300 as per the statistics of 2006. Finland started free education many years back. When it comes to free education, basically the tuition fees is very less or it's almost waived off, but the living and fooding has to be paid by the student itself. So the cost of living for international student is euro 800 per month on an approximate. Finland has been marked as one of the best education system in the world, be it the latest technology, be it the ultra-modern ways, methods, the student-teacher ratio, the top university ranking, what all research and development they want to do, and be it investment, in all the ways, Finland has tried their level best to get their education system amongst one of the best in the world. This is data has been mentioned as per the usnews.com. When it comes to the popular companies that are located in Finland, we have very well-known names like Nokia, Baswara, Ravio Mobiles, Stonesoft, Supercell, Kiska, SOK. It is also renowned for its mobile phones, designs, and mermaids. That's a cartoon character. Every person over India or anywhere in the world knows about Angry Birds. It's also a creation of Finland itself. Clash of Clans, Max, Pennies, Winter Wars, Albert, Alto, all these things, all the video games and every single mobile designs which have created a remark in the world is somewhere or the other associated with Finland. One of the most unique feature of Finland is that they have created a national failure day in 2010. Now this also is being there to remind us that we should learn from our mistakes and we should not repeat them. Finland holds the record of the highest hosting of World Championship. It's not just the World Championship, but also very odd competitions, which includes wife carrying, mobile phone throwing, air guitaring, and boat throwing. Children, if they are not by the age of 7, down the age of 7, they are not allowed to go to any school. Only after the age of 7, they have been allowed to go to the school. One of the most important reasons why Finland education is so fine and great is because the teachers spend 4 hours a day in the classroom. They are paid to spend 2 hours per week so that they can design the curriculum of what they need to teach. And the student teacher ratio is also maintained in such a way so that the education system should give individual attention to every student. Even at times the students are very comfortable stopping this teacher or interrupting them and asking in case if they want to ask any questions or they have a doubt. Some amongst the famous people or known personalities of Finland are the world's famous composer Gian, the famous scientist who is a sailor scientist and geologist Advil Edric. When it comes to sportsperson, F1 World Formula Race champions Mika and Kimi are also very well known and they are from Finland itself. The Nobel Prize winner Martin is also from Finland. He has got his Nobel Prize for Peace. Finland, which is a recent news came into BBC site as regard to the sleeping babies, is also has populared the country as the best country in the world for mothers. The operating system Linux, the person who has created this, he is also a part of Finland itself. We all are very famous and we all really want internet to be very speed, and when it comes to Finland it is the 10th highest internet speed in the world with an average of 7.1 mbps, and they are continuously working on their technology so that they can increase the internet speed 20% every year. It is also very famous for clean water and fresa chocolates. This was basically all about what you can see and you can understand about Finland. A few more details which you would really like to know about, studying there and when you are going there is like when you're traveling there on car, you have to on your car light even during the daytime. This is a normal traffic rule which is available over there. When it comes to government of the Finland country, the government is the least corrupted according to the statistics of 2012. Finland have the most heavily metal bands, that is 53 per lakh person. It's very rare but a very unique point that there is no public payphones. So you have to use your own phones in the way of method for communication. 1 and 2 cent coins are not used in Finland, as we all love drinking coffee, but amongst us also, Finland is the top where people love to drink coffees. That is 12 kg per year per person they used to drink. Traffic violation fines. This completely depends on how much you earn. For an example, if you take in 2002, a man was fined 1,16,000 euros because his annual income was 7 million per annum. Let us talk something about the population, average temperature, and language spoken in Finland. Population in Finland is 5.439 million. This has been recorded by the World Bank in the year 2013. Average temperature in Finland is generally cold. As regard, if we say the lowest temperature which has been recorded is minus 60 degrees Celsius, and highest which is recorded is 36 degrees Celsius. So on an average we take it is 3.6 degrees Celsius. The language spoken in Finland, first as it's a local language and very popularly known, is Finnish. Because of the Sweden era, the Swedish language is also known as and is very popular amongst the language spoken in Finland. Let us talk about the currency and time difference. When it comes to the currency, as any other European countries, euro is the currency for Finland, and the current ratio of Indian rupees in euro is 1 euro is equals to INR 72.12. Time difference. India is 3.5 hours ahead than Finland, as similar as Sweden and Russia. Now, this was basically about the facts for Finland, where you can plan and think of staying. When it comes to the education system of Finland, it has been said throughout and everywhere and from every person that Finland education system is one of the finest education system in the world. Now, what makes this difference? What exactly is the reason why it is being considered so good? Herein today, I am showing you a very small video which could sum up and say something about the finest education system in a nutshell. Please have a look. And definitely everybody after seeing this would like to be a part of it. So this was all about a nutshell what exactly is this education in Finland. Now I would like to give a brief idea of what are the pointers why a student should go in Finland and study. Let us talk about the first part, that is quality education. When it comes to quality education, Finland provides a unique and best education system in the world. They work like anything to develop their education systems. When it comes to universities, universities are research based. They particularly focus on theoretical parts. Polytechnic schools are completely and mostly practically based. They offer a variety of programs, say for an example, engineering, business, medicines, teachers, different languages programs. You can say a bachelor's, master's, even PhDs are also available over there. Admission is completely based on GPA. No doubt, English proficiency and other things are also required, but the basic and the most important focus has been given on the academics, that is the GPA of the student. A lot of top universities are available in Finland, amongst which many of them comes in the top 100 in the world. When it comes to the student teacher ratio, the student teacher ratio, if we take it as a primary level, it's one student for one teacher in 9 students, and when it comes to high secondary and undergraduates, it's one teacher for 30 students. Students are not allowed to go to school till 7th. When it comes to the immigration policies, they are very straightforward, very simple, and very easy process. We need just to file the application for the visas, and then all the things will accordingly come. The websites which are used for this are very well designed. Medium of education for international students. International students, be it from any country, have the privilege, and they can go ahead and use this privilege of studying into an education system wherein the medium of education is English. Shanghai Visa. As Finland joined with European Union in 1995, the visa which students and everybody now used to get is Schengen visa, wherein they can easily travel with this visa to the different European unions as well, be it Erasmus courses, transfer courses, or further internships, or maybe for travel and visiting. Direct enrollment. Like any other countries, if we do not know their own language, it's not that we have to study their language for 1 year or maybe a certain point of time and then go ahead and get an admission. If we qualify with the GPA and have the required things which is required for the direct admission, we can easily get a direct admission in any of the education system and in any degree for Finland. Learn different language. As Finland, Sweden, Russian language, many of the European language, there are various cultures and languages prevailing in Finland. Every international student and local student get an option to go ahead and learn different languages that is not related to the academics but for their day-to-day life, and also a very good experience and a quality habit to go ahead and learn it so that you can put forward this also as a feather in your cap. Comfortable, safe, and peaceful. When it comes to comfortable things, lifestyle is very comfortable in Finland. You get a lot of malls, a lot of beaches, a lot of discotheques, a lot of entertainment locations wherein you can go forward and entertain yourself. You can mix up with a lot of people. You can understand and have a different cultural knowledge, everything over there. When it comes to peaceful and safe, Finland is amongst the safest travel destination. Finland as itself has a lot of locations wherein you can go forward and travel. So being a student in Finland, you have a lot of time. While you are studying, you can gather some time, you can travel also in various locations. Say for an example, the capital itself is very famous for its seafood museum, Truk. In that location, Middle Age Museum is available. Then Iran, hiking, reindeer hunting, arts, fishing, shopping, and a lot of theater, music festivals, and gardens. These are the location and these are the places and things which you can easily visit in Finland. Government, when it comes to, and we talk about the government, as I have earlier said, that it is the least corrupt government in the world. Government invest huge always available in the universities that boosts the confidence and help financially to students. Let us give a view on what are the most popular courses available in Finland, which is most popular. That is engineering and technology, civil, mechanical. All these things are really good and are really students who really look forward to get into these courses, be it masters or be it undergraduate. Management courses are always welcome. People always look forward for the management courses for Finland. Humanity and social science. Bioscience is also one of the best in Finland. But when it comes to the most popular and one of the best education which is being given is the teachers training. Teachers has been respected in Finland and has been given a post almost similar to an IAS or an IFS. Herein, we are not so very easy to get an admission into a teachers training program. It takes around 5 years and a very high GPA and academic credentials to get a certified and get a job as a teacher in Finland. Let us talk about the top universities in Finland with the amount of investment which the government has done in the education system. We cannot expect Finland not to have the best education or the best universities in the world. The oldest university was established in 1640 and it is known as the University of Helsinki. Here is the list of universities that are amongst the top 500 ranking universities in the world. Aalto University, Laprentis University of Technology, Tampere University of Technology, University of Eastern Finland, University of Jyväskylä, University of Oulu, University of Tampere, and University of Tokyo. These universities cater almost all the courses that are available and are the most important currently which is running in the world. Now let us talk about the requirements and how we can become a student of Finland. If a student is looking forward to take an admission in the undergraduate program, the undergraduate program has certain requirements. Requirement as in the first requirement would definitely be the GPA. The minimum and the lowest GPA which is required is 3.0, without which the admission is not possible. When it comes to the IELTS requirement, the minimum IELTS is 6.0 overall and the TOEFL is 79 or 80. That is internet based. SAT is required for some of the courses, that is mechanical and civil. When it comes to virtual interview or screening, there can be universities which can ask for a virtual interview after they get your documentation. or they can ask for a screening. Maybe they could give you something into writing or maybe into a test in your email, and they could ask for a reply. The minimum age limit which is required for the undergraduate, sorry, the maximum age limit which is required is 24. After 24, you will not be eligible to go forward for an undergraduate admission. The course duration is 3 years. The intake and the biggest intake is September intake. However, we can get admission in Jan, Feb, and March as well. Anonymous or exchange program is definitely available. Diploma programs is available. When it comes to the tuition fees, on an average, if we take the tuition fees, it is 12,000 euros per year approximately. However, scholarship options and free tuition fees options is always available. Depends on the intake and the university which you are applying. The graduate program. Let us talk about the graduate programs. As graduation programs or the master program famously known is a place wherein people go forward and get admission in a bulk, or many people apply. The IELTS requirement is 6.5. TOEFL which is required is 89 to 90 internet based. GPA, as I said, is one amongst the most important, is 3.5. GRE or GMAT, GRE has to be 300 minimum, GMAT has to be 550. Specifically, GRE and GMAT is required for management as civil. Virtual interview and screening, as I mentioned before, is definitely required, and many a university will ask for it. The maximum age limit is 30. After that, there will not be a possibilities to go forward and get an admission. Just to put a point, gap and backlogs, if you have a good GPA, can be neglected, and we can go forward and get an admission in this. The course duration for masters and graduate program is 2 years. Intakes, as I mentioned, is Jan, March, and September. Erasmus and exchange programs are definitely available. Dual master programs is there. Tuition fees for masters and graduation program is Euro 15,000 per year. Definitely scholarship and free education option is also available. We need to check as and when as per the university. There are certain great options for PhD as well, but again, PhD depends a lot on how you perform. It's very difficult to get an admission because the seats are very limited. The IELTS requirement would be 6.5 and more. Again, depending upon the university, the GPA minimum requirement is 3.5. GRE, GMAT, they can ask for it. When it comes to virtual interview and screening, almost all the universities will ask you to come to Finland and write up an exam to get a PhD admission, and after that, if they are comfortable enough to get you an admission, they will give you an offer letter for this. The course length when it comes to full time is something around 4 years, 4.5 years. Intake, it's just one intake in year, that is September intake. Tuition fees, it is Euro 19,000 per year. Scholarships and free tuition fees, again depends on university which you are applying. Very importantly, while you're applying for the university, please check all what is required, because it's one amongst the most important courses which are available over there. Now, as we have gone ahead and understood about what is undergraduate, graduate, and PhD, I would like to give a brief of the steps how to become a Finland student. The first thing which you have to do is we need to submit the application to the university after knowing what all criteria are there. Then the screening would be happening from the university, and they could ask our documents, original documents. They could ask a virtual interview from our end, or maybe a screening. And after that, they will be providing us the application. Once we get the offer letter and the admission, we will be asked to pay 1 year tuition fees, or if we are going forward for a free tuition fees or negligible thing, that depends, and that would be mentioned accordingly. Basic documents which are required for the admission. All the educational documents as per which degree are you taking it. If you are taking it on an undergraduate, 10th and 12th. If you are taking it for a master's, 10th, 12th and your undergraduate. And for PhD, all the below documents which are there in your academic. Whatever latest you have done, all the academic documents would be required. A copy of CV, that too in the Word format, would be required. IELTS scores, as I said, minimum has to be 6 to 6.5. Some universities accept 6 as well. GRE, GMAT depends upon the university and the course is required. SOP or a motivational letter is required. Letter of recommendation, 3 is a minimum which is required over there. Copy of your passport, perfectly scanned so that they can understand and verify the details. Passport size photo, 4 and numbers are required. If you have a work experience, please mention it. If not, that's no problem with it. Scholarship options. As I mentioned before itself, scholarship option are two ways option. One is the university based and second is the government based. University based scholarship completely and mostly depends on GPA, whereas government based option could be based on various other options as well. International students are definitely being given more preference when it comes to government based option as well. And when it comes to university based scholarship, university completely deals with the GPA and how well you do in the screening part. Scholarship could start from 50% to 100% as well. Tuition fees for the students who want to study in Finnish language is free. Like at from 2017, free tuition fees will only be available for those students who want to study in Finnish language. Free education is available for public universities. Let's talk about visa. What is the visa detail? How can we get the visa and what all things are required? Student visa is known as student residential permit. Many of the universities and polytechnics an examination. Like they can ask you to come down to Finland and have a screening so that they can apply and they can give you an offer letter, and then you can start up your visa entry process. When it comes to applying for student visa, you have a possibility to earn a Finnish personal identity code and get registered in the population of the system, Finnish population system. Validity of student visa is 1 year and have to apply for extension if your course duration is more than 1 year. Dependents can definitely to 3 years and students can apply for up to 5 years. Apart from European nation or European economic area, people who are not from these locations have to apply for the visa 20 days prior their travel date. Notary and apostille is required for the last education document. If you are a European nation country like Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, and any other related to EU countries, you are not there's no requirement of a visa. You can go ahead and study over there. If the attached document is in any other language, Finnish and Sweden, official translation is very much required. There has to be a proof or a slip that you have paid the visa processing fees. If you are applying on paper, the visa processing fees is 330 euros, and if you are applying on like online, it has to be 300 euros. Extension visa, which is being granted for 1 more year of extension, if you are applying for that for the continuation of your studies or post work study visa, it has to be euro 159. When it comes to post-study visa, once your education is completed, you can take up 1 year as a post-study visa. Within this time, if you search a job, you need to transfer your work student visa or student residency permit to a work permit as per on the basis of the job which you have found. The maximum time for visa processing is 1 month. The documents which are required for visa: complete application form, the application for visa which you have submitted, certificate of acceptance. Acceptance certificate means the offer letter which you are having from the Educational Institute of Finance. Financial support documents like Financial support document is required for those people wherein a minimum of 800 euros per month is required. That is, if you have to show a minimum balance of 8,400 to 10,000 euros per year, a valid passport, passport size photo. If the attached documents are, as I said, in different language, you need an official translation as well. You need to give and produce the slip of the payment and an international student health insurance. The final slide, as I can see or I can show you, is how to apply for visa. The first thing which you need to apply is apply online. There, if you just check on the internet how to apply for a student study permit for Finland, you can simply go ahead and have a lot of website wherein you can apply. Then you need to submit the required checklist documents. The application process for the processing of the visa will take a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks, after which you are going to get a residency card. Once you have got the residency card, please book your ticket and fly. That was all about what we can go ahead and I have understood and I've shared it with you about the Finland education. I know it was quite a bit lengthy, but I tried my 11 to capture everything. However, when I sum up, I find even I have left something or the other. Still, thank you so very much for your time and patience. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ritika. It was really wonderful session. Okay, so any of you have any question? Okay. Okay, so whatever the questions you have, please feel free to write it here. Abby has given that it's very informative session and he learned so many things about the Finland, so it's good to know. So, any other counselors have any questions regarding the Finland? I have some questions for you that what exactly how we apply for the visa is like the students is to go for the visa or they can just forward their documents to the visa embassy.
No, they have to do it in this way. First, they need to apply online and then they have to submit the documents. After, they can either submit the documents online or they have to go to New Delhi with the documents. And in the document, they need to have the apostille for the last education, apostille, notary, and official translation if it is in any other language. And therein, they will, after that, they need to submit it. They'll be simply asking or may not be asking any questions. They'll be taking their documents and the slip of the amount which you have paid and the online form printout that you need to submit to them. After that, after the evaluation, they will be providing you the residency card. That is all about the visa which needs to be done.
Okay, so do the students is having any options if they apply without IELTS in
No.
Finland?
No.
No, they should have the
They
IELTS.
should have IELTS, not even a minimum of IELTS would work. The It is completely and very much related with the GPA, IELTS, and they are not flexible with it. So
Okay.
if it is six, it is six.
Okay, so that means that they should have the IELTS at the same time they have to clear their virtual
Yes.
Skype interview also.
Yes.
Okay, okay. What about the GRE? You mentioned the GRE is required in the civil, so it's
Yes.
required to the all other programs also, or
It's GRE and GMAT completely depends on the universities and the programs which you are offering. Like if you are taking up a master program for management in civil, GMAT 550 is minimum and mandatory for many of the universities.
in the management course?
In the management course and in the civil course as well.
Okay.
In both. But again, depends on the intake and if they are flexible enough, they keep us posted regarding that and they update their educational system accordingly. So as per now, up till then, it is required.
Okay, okay. And what about the free education? You mentioned the free education is stopped. So you mean to say now the students has to pay the full tuition fee, like what you mentioned about between 12,000 to 19,000 euro, or they can get the scholarships also?
Scholarship option is always available. When it comes to scholarship option, as I've said, you should have the required things which are required: the GPA and good scores, and the virtual interviews and meetings which are there. Scholarship option starts from 50% to 100% completely. That is always available. University to university it differs. But when it comes to completely free education, when to the tuition fees, yes, if the student is ready to study the language in Finnish language from 2017 onwards, that is August intake or September intake, you can say, they will only be available for those who wants to study in Finland language, not in English language.
Okay. So they have to pay the complete fees.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. I have a couple of more questions. One is from the Durgesh that what are the specific reason to study in the Finland?
As I said, there are a lot of specific reasons to study in the Finland. If you could provide me an option of which particular course you are looking forward, I could give a brief of exactly is it, or else I have mentioned all the points like they have the quality system of the education, be it the Shanghai visa, be it the low cost, be it the scholarship, the things which are there, the government help which is being given, the campusing which can be done because of such good companies all are there. Everything as for it is available for you.
Okay, great. So Praveen is saying that he think that the visa will take at least 2 to 3 months of time. Where you are mentioning that 1 month is enough for the visa.
When it comes to visa, there are two types of visa. One is short-term visa and one is student visa, which is 10. The
Okay.
short-term visa has been taken by VSF, which takes a minimum of 2 to 3 months, where that is required at the time of entrance. When we go for an entrance or a short-term visa, before starting, if an organization or a university calls up that you need to come to to Finland and write up an exam, or we want to meet you up, and then you need to start up your visa processing. For those 3 months you have to go there. In these 3 months, this it takes 2 to 3 months to apply for that. But I today only had a word with the Finland embassy on the call itself. Like I had just dialed up a call as a student, and I have got this information that will take a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks to get a positive result for the residential student residential card. So it is the data is being given from them.
Okay, so you mean to say they go in the Shanghai visa initially,
Yes.
and then they convert the visa in the student's
Both the
residency?
visa are that only, but the visa type is different. The first type is short term type, that is 3 months, and then they will go on a student residential visa, that is 1 year, and then if the course is more, they need to extend.
Okay, okay. So initially, students apply for the both the visa, or they apply only for the short-term visa.
If the university does not want them to be there for any kind of a screening, like for masters and undergraduate is basically not required. The screening would be done within by telephonic or maybe by internet based, so they do not require this 3 month visa. But if you're going for a PhD or any specific wherein the university has asked for coming there, you need this 3 month visa, and when you get the offer letter, you need to initiate your student visa process. So both together cannot do.
Okay, okay,
Not required actually. Both together is not required. Only one visa, student visa is required. If the university asking you to come pre-hand itself, then this 3 month visa is required.
okay. Abby has the question that if a student is applying for the MB and MS in the top 80 university, which you mentioned, do they require GRE or GMAT?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Completely depending upon the universities they require. They and also there can be a question you can go ahead and write a screening as well. They can give you an email or maybe a test sample examination paper which you need to submit. And if you get correct marks according to their grades, then offer letter would be provided.
Okay, okay, that's great. I think anybody have any questions, please feel free to write. I think I understood completely about the programs and about the requirements. So the intake which you mentioned that either January, February, March, or
Yes.
September.
Yes.
What is the deadline for them? It's 1 month before, 2 months before.
It depends. Like the Jan and Feb intake, which has been coming, the last date is 15th of Jan. Like
Okay.
15th of December. The last
15th of
intake is
December.
15th of December. It is at least 15 to 20 days prior. But it is good to apply for an intake that gives more than 90 days, because you need to apply 90 days before the
Visas
visa.
and yeah. Oh, before the visa also.
Before the
90
visa.
days also.
90 days before the travel date, you need to apply for the visa, because at least it takes, as I said, 1 month for the visa processing. Then you need to book the tickets and everything.
Okay, okay, okay. Got it. If anybody have any questions, you can feel free to write it down here. Um, Otherwise, I think everything is fine. Durgesh, having the last question is: what is the duration of the master degree in the University of Applied Science?
It is 2 years, and it also provides you certain internship. Almost all the master programs on an average is 2 years. That includes internship time as well.
Okay, so internships are the paid internships, or
Yes,
it's a
paid
paid
internships.
internships? Okay, okay, that's great. Okay. So thank you very much, I guess, Kritika, and hope everybody have enjoyed your session. If anybody have any questions, they can feel free to write down to kritika at studymatter.com, or else they can call you over the Skype or over the phone. Okay, thank you very much all. Thanks for joining today webinar. See you soon. See you tomorrow at 5 p.m. again. We have the webinar for the Poland given by the Durgesh. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.